Welcome to episode 6 of In the Trenches, streaming from Melbourne, Australia. And despite what everyone thinks, it's actually freezing cold here right now. In this episode, we're going to talk about how to go from a salesperson through to someone that the client actually really roots for, how to break down barriers, and how to use passion to really come through as an authentic human being. So I'm going to tell you a very personal story of mine and one that I use in meetings to achieve all these things. In my opinion, selling becomes a shitload easier if you really believe in the product. In fact, you don't need to use any sales techniques. You don't have to rely on your slides and your pitches as much, because when you're in a meeting, the person can see just how passionate you are about the company or the product or the service, and you come across as a very authentic human being. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story. Over a year ago, I was working in the hydrocarbon sector and I was selling large-scale hydrocarbon systems to mining. We're talking about billion-dollar projects here. And the pay was really good, and obviously working on massive projects was quite exciting. But in all honesty, I just didn't love it. I didn't really enjoy the industry. I didn't really believe in what I was doing. And as a result, I just wasn't that passionate about it, and that came through. Anyway, when I was doing a bunch of different work in this field, I needed to use a service of this company called 90 Seconds, who are a cloud video production service. And I engaged with them, and the turnaround time on getting these video edits was amazing. And off the back of that, I did a little bit of research in the company and the founders and the management, and I was just blown away by the entrepreneurial spirit of this company. So I got really excited and watched all the videos online, everything I could find out about the founder I did. And I was so inspired that I just had to meet this person. So I jumped on a plane, flew 8 hours to the headquarters, the city headquarters of where this person was working, tracked him down into a bar and just pitched to him, just said, I've watched all your videos, I've been so inspired, I've gone on a plane and I've flown here. And we talked for about 2.5 hours over a few beers, and at the end of it I said, here's my business card, don't lose it, I really want to do something with you. And the next day he added me on Facebook and we started communicating from there. So we came up with an agreement that I would start working in my hometown at that point was Perth, Australia, and I'd start using my own industry contacts to start selling this product. But because I was still fresh and I was from outside the industry, I agreed that I would work for free for 3 months, which I did. So I paid for all my own expenses, I worked for free, I hired my own hot desk at a co-working space, and I just hit the pavement, and I absolutely loved it. I didn't feel like I was working at all, and I gave up a 6-figure salary to do this, to work for free. So if you're not passionate about that, then there's something seriously wrong. So when a client asks me about the story about 90 Seconds, and I'll just drop this into a conversation when the appropriate time comes, and I say, well, actually, I was a client first, and I was so inspired by the product and the company that I actually quit my job, jumped on a plane, tracked down the founder, then worked for 3 months and took a massive pay cut from what I was doing in the mining industry, because I just believed in it so much, the product, and I've had so much fun. And you're telling the story and you're going to see their eyes just start lighting up, because we do hear a lot of people in the world that they want to go down a different career path, but they're so bound by security and the current wage or salary that they're on that they don't actually live their passion. And vicariously, people hear this story and they get really inspired and excited. But they also see that if someone quit their job and worked for free for a particular company, they obviously really believe in it. So they want to buy into it. But they're buying into you as much as they're buying into the company. They're buying into your belief into the company. So if you're really struggling for sales out there, but you're not working for a company that inspires you, that's probably the reason. Work for a company that you would work for free for, if it's possible, if you think that way. And I can honestly tell you from personal experience that it becomes so much easier to sell, because you're not selling, you're telling an amazing story that you fully believe in, and it just comes through. If you've ever seen the TED Talk by Simon Sinek on why, you'll absolutely get what I'm talking about here. So that's my personal story, and that's what I drop into meetings, and it's what breaks down a lot of barriers and gets people really sort of engaged with me and excited about my journey, and they want to be a part of that story. So you got to bring them into the story. You know, we're brought up on storytelling, so don't get too involved in the dotting your I's and crossing your T's and the nuts and the bolts of your company and your proposition. Make sure you give the client a bit of time to understand who you are and why do you work for this company. And if you can get that across in a very authentic way, which will be authentic if you're genuinely passionate about it, selling becomes so much easier. You don't even have to sell. You just have an awesome conversation. So that would be my takeaway from today. Get an amazing story that conveys why you work for this company and why you're so passionate about it, and you will just break down barriers and blow open markets. Until next time, land lots of meetings, close some deals, and if you'd like to learn about more of the scripts, strategies, and technologies that I use day in, day out to help me land these meetings and close the deals, go over to sixfiguremeetings.com/community, and you'll find all the resources in there to use, to collaborate, and you will just have a lot more success doing your thing. Cheers, guys. See ya.